You know what's fun? Crime. Whoa. Easy there. I mean virtual crime in video games. The kind you can do all day and still have dinner with your family at night. Not the kind that gets you thrown away for 30 to life. And you know what game is perfect for criminal behavior? That one, Oblivion. Everyone knows that crime is something even the most righteous, the most noble of heroes will get busted for eventually. Can't take a stroll through the countryside around here without coming back to a city only to be met with "Stop right there!" Crime is just a factor of life in Cyrodiil. But there is one form of crime in this game that is so much more profitable than any other venture into the shady side of Cyrodiil's shenanigans. I'm talking, of course, about thievery. And any thief worth their salt is gonna be smart enough to join the Thieves Guild. Pretty damn hard to make money stealing shit without being a member. Last time I talked about a guild in Oblivion, it was also centered around crime. Go check that one out after this video. But this time, we're gonna be talking about the kind where no one dies, they just end up destitute with nothing to pay their bills, or even eat. And if they do die, that's what the blood price is for. As I said in my previous video, my first Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim, and the Thieves Guild in that was... I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I don't really remember too much about it. It was a very by-the-books kind of thing, right? Go here, steal this thing, got it, okay, give that to me, now go steal something else. Which, yeah, it's the Thieves Guild. As you do everything, you kind of feel like the errand boy, running off to go steal the next thing asked of you. You don't have any real initiative to do anything yourself, other than the fact that you get access to fences. But truthfully, there's not much incentive to do much thieving outside of the requested jobs. It's fine, it's serviceable. Sure, you're a thief, but it feels way too similar to some of the other guilds in Skyrim. Go here, do thing, repeat this until you are the leader of said guild. Looking at you, companions. So, color me absolutely surprised that when I first joined up to the Thieves Guild in Oblivion and asked Armand Kristoff what my first job would be, he looked at me like I was an idiot. You are a thief, he said. Go steal shit. That was when something clicked in my brain. That was the switch. The clouds part. The mind expands. He didn't give me an entry in a journal. He told me to go be a thief. That was all he needed to say. Not only was I sold, I was hooked. And at that point, I'd stolen literally one thing, the thing you need to steal to join. So, similar to last time, I want to take a look at a few different aspects of the Thieves Guild in Oblivion. Not only the quests, but the mechanics surrounding the entirety of the guild. I'm sure this comes to you as a shock, but I am just absolutely itching to talk about how much I love stealing shit in this game. From the moment I realized what that could entail, I cannot tell you how much time I dedicated to robbing people blind. There's so much more that goes into it than I think people are willing to give it credit for. What's the best time to rob this house in particular? Will someone be there when I'm stealing? How will I pick this lock without the guards seeing me? Night, probably, and very easily if you know what you're doing. Those are the answers. But that's only half of it. You have to be good at and have high levels of sneak and lockpicking if you want to be worth a damn as a thief. But once you get everything figured out, once you're ready to break into someone's home and rob them blind, to me, there is no better feeling in this whole game. And guess what? You better get pretty decent at it, because to rank up in the guild, not only will you need to do special jobs given to you by your doyen, you have to continuously steal and fence enough shit to move on to the next special job and rank up. I broke into countless homes in the Imperial City alone, and did not hesitate for a moment to turn my crime spree cross-country. There are rich fucks in every town with their valuables essentially sitting out in the open, begging me to take them. Coral? Looted. Bruma? Ransacked. Skingrad? Don't even ask what I did in Skingrad. I will say that I generally tried to be ethical about it. I didn't steal from the poor areas of town. If all you had was a sack of flour and a tomato, you were safe, probably. But don't get me wrong, when I'd rob people, I really would rob them to the point of destitution. I'd clear those fuckers out. If something was worth a single gold, it was worth it to me to take it. Books, you betcha. Silverware, every fork and knife. Every item of food I can get my hands on, with pleasure. I am here to steal and will be going to my fence anyway. Anything worth even a single gold not stolen is a gold you're missing out on. And you're thieving. Make it fun. I'm telling you, a bowl of blackberries just sitting there is worth at least 10 gold. 15 if you take the bowl too. Nickel and diming your way to fortune is one of the quickest ways to do it in any RPG, and the Thieves Guild outright encourages you to grab up anything your sticky little fingers can pick up. Just don't ask why they're sticky. I can't tell you the number of times I've hit multiple houses in one night, only to be over encumbered by the time I leave the first one. But that's what's so great about it. I don't mind moving slowly through each house. Makes it feel more stealthy. And then, all you've got to do is make it to the fence to sell it all off. I'd primarily do this in the Imperial City, since the highest level fence is located nearby. And yes, that does mean I did continue to burgle houses even after I had finished the questline. I genuinely loved it that much. And none of that included pickpocketing, which I think Skyrim handled better, but it's still worth trying in Oblivion. Some motherfuckers have insane amounts of gold just sitting on their person, begging a master thief to come and take it. Yes, if you haven't figured it out by now, I do feel entitled to other people's shit. Something that I feel a lot of people overlook is how unique the quests are for the Oblivion Thieves Guild. Not the storyline, more on that in a bit, but the quests themselves are, in my opinion, some of the most unique in the game. Sure, you're gonna be stealing a lot, but the way the quests are built around this makes it never feel like you're just committing the sin of go here, do thing, report back. And I know, at the end of the day, quite literally every quest can be boiled down to this. But if it can be boiled down to it, why not present it to me with some meat on its bones? The first one that comes to my mind, and I'm sure many other people's, is the Adargi's Heirloom quest. After progressing through the questline, you will eventually be tasked with meeting your new doyen, the member of the guild that you report to and receive high-level jobs from. The first quest she will give you involves going to Leyawiin to meet a Khajiit named Adargi. Her priceless heirloom ring was recently stolen, and she's hired the Thieves Guild to steal it back. Dirty freelancer, thinking they can just hit any mark they deem fit. At least do it through the proper channels. Anyway, Amos the Argonian you met earlier in the questline has been fingered for the crime, and he's locked in prison. But not for stealing the ring. The dumbass stole the ring and tried to sell it to the Countess Alicia Caro. He tried to cheat her out of it, and she threw him in the dungeon. But here's the kicker, she also kept the fucking ring. So now you have to figure out a way to break into her quarters without anyone seeing, and you need to know when she puts the ring away in her jewelry box and doesn't keep it on her person. For the price of freedom, Amos tells you about a secret passage in the castle, but makes mention of a rumored torture chamber the Countess keeps to get her jollies off, ripping out Argonian's bones one at a time. Yeah, dude, you look a little bit too scaly. You better get the hell out of here quick. Passing through the hidden passages takes you directly to the living quarters of the castle, but not before passing through the very torture chamber that was mentioned before. You don't see anything too graphic, but it's pretty reprehensible what she's doing here. But you know what? You're just here to steal. Find the ring, take the ring, don't kill anyone. You're a thief, not a murderer. At least not in the eyes of the guild anyway, barring any other guilds you might be a member of. And then you bounce. Just take the ring and give it back to Adargi. You can't tell anyone what you saw, and you can't call her out on it when you speak to her. Hey, yeah, while I was skulking through the hidden chambers of the castle to steal from the Countess, I totally found her torture chamber. Say that to anyone around and they wouldn't believe you. Say that to the Countess and she'd throw you right on the rack regardless of whether or not you have scales. But you know, the beauty of it is you can totally just pickpocket the bitch and take the ring that way. You'd never have any reason to find the torture chamber if you do it like that, leaving it all to rumors and hearsay. You know what though? I do seem to remember some sort of news report on that some time ago. Another great example of the unique quests in this guild is the one where you have to get a nuisance guard reassigned to another city far away from the dealings of the Thieves Guild in the Waterfront District. Not only do you have to steal a letter of recommendation stating that the guard will get a promotion, you have to find someone that will forge that letter to recommend reassigning the motherfucker. Then to top it all off, you have to sneak into the Imperial Legion office to give it an official wax seal and then hand deliver it to the Countess. It's glorious. And you get to rub the smug prick's nose in it too. Talking about any of the other quests that I want to will just lead me into talking about the storyline itself, so let's go ahead and do just that. As far as overarching stories go, you don't really get much of one until you start taking quests directly from the Grey Fox, the leader of the Thieves Guild. He asks you to steal some unique items: a rock from a monastery full of blind monks, an arrow from an asshole mage in Breville, a pair of boots from a dead man, and ultimately an Elder Scroll. The only one present in the game as far as I'm aware, which involves breaking into the Imperial Palace itself. Why this smattering of random shit for the most prolific criminal in all of Cyrodiil? Hold your horses, dude, come on. When we get back and give him the requested Elder Scroll, he tasks us with one last job. Give his ring to the Countess of Anvil. Doesn't say why, just asks you to do it. Homie, this is the easiest damn thing you've asked me to do the whole 2 days I've been in the Thieves Guild. Here you go, lady. And wouldn't you know it, the Grey Fox comes out of nowhere to deliver his signature finish finishing move and pins the Countess for a 3 count, winning the match and the glory. Nah, but he actually removes his cowl and reveals that he is the Count of Anvil, the Countess's missing husband whom she can barely remember. Turns out, the cowl of Nocturnal that the Grey Fox wears has a charm to it that no one will ever recognize the person who owns the cowl and will completely forget about them after looking away. He needed the Elder Scroll we stole to break the curse, somehow. I have no clue why. But after that, he can return. If that's the case, I'm not sure how he wouldn't walk right into the Imperial Library and steal the scroll itself, but then there wouldn't be much of a quest line, would there? Anyway, after all of that, he gives you the cowl and passes the torch over to you as the new leader of the Thieves Guild. The whole thing was to break a curse so that the most wanted criminal in all of Cyrodiil could return home to his wife. Almost brings a tear to the old eye. Almost. I don't think I really need to explain why this is both cool from a lore perspective and just a generally good story overall. It all wraps up with a nice little bow and is honestly one of the most believably written of the reasons as to why you become the leader of said guild at the end of the questline. After all that, you get a pretty cool little guild hall in the waterfront district. I'm just kidding, this place is pretty damn pointless. And now that you may have no more story quests to do, it's never not fun to break into someone's house and rob them blind. So yeah, the Thieves Guild is pretty fucking stellar if you ask me. No other questline that I've played thus far has been able to compare to the absolute joy that I get from this one. The burglary, the quests, the storyline, they're all a joy to experience, and while the guild hall you get at the end and the Cowl of Nocturnal are kinda disappointing, it doesn't matter. By the end of it, you have access to fences from all over, making this one of the most continually prosperous and enjoyable guilds in the game. Once you beat it, there's never too much shit to steal and defense. Compare that to, say, the Dark Brotherhood, where you just go to a statue, listen to some cryptic words, fast travel to Shadenhall, and get a small amount of gold. At least with the arena questline, you actually get to kill something and they pay you well for it. I definitely like it more than the Dark Brotherhood, please don't kill me. If you are interested in my thoughts on that, go check out my video on how I didn't particularly care for Oblivion's Dark Brotherhood questline. I promise you won't hate me by the end of it. Thanks for watching! This video was definitely a lot more positive than my last Guild Quest review, and I really enjoyed talking about just how much I love Oblivion's Thieves Guild. Drop a comment below telling me your favorite experience robbing people in Oblivion. Let's keep it fictional. Remember to drop a like if you liked the video, and if you made it this far, I think that means you liked it at least a little. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got the barrels loaded for more content to blast your face with. Thanks to all of you, I am on the home stretch of my 500 sub goal by the end of the year. That said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Are you looking at my testicles, Nerevar?